بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم والصلاة والسلام على رسول الله وعلى آله وأصحابه أجمعين. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Our program Spirit of Values. This is Dr. Tariq Rashid. In this episode we will discuss non-verbal communication. How to transfer the message. How to understand the message that is usually transferred by our bodies. This is what we call non-verbal communication. It includes the intent, the body language, the facial expressions. So let's start the episode. And I appreciate if you have a notebook to follow with me some of the signs that we will discuss deeply. Now, nonverbal communication is subdivided into 4 types: facial expressions, hands movement, legs movement, and mixed. And usually we have to understand the mixed level of language. But first, we have to go through the different types of the components of nonverbal communication. Facial expressions. Facial expressions includes the eye language, the nose, the mouth, and the ears. And also we have the mixed language. On the other side, we have the hands movement. How to understand the hand movement, its different size, and also the legs and the mixed level of communication using the body language. The most important effective part is actually the eye, and eyes speak louder than even words. So let's start analyzing this type of important topic, which is the body language, the voice tone, the appearance when delivering the message. First, why do you think it's called body language? What is the definition of language? If you open any dictionary in any language, you will find language as system of communication. Birds have language, animals have language, and always the signs we have to understand deeply, how to understand the signs of the expressions that the body give in different situations. And usually body language is credible more than words. And you have to understand that it depends on your feelings. Your reaction inside will be reflected by the body. And it's always a relation between the thinking part, the feeling part, and the body. So it's what we call a triangle of body, mind, and heart. Body, mind, and heart. Minds think, hearts feel, body act. This is what we will discuss now deeply, how to understand the different signs of our bodies. Now, let's start discussing the different signs. But let's first mention that the body language is actually not affected by the surrounding environment. For example, if someone have a health problem, we cannot control the body language. For example, if he do like this, some sort of coughing, but we discuss all body language irrelevant to the health condition or the environmental condition surrounding. Let's start some of the most common signs that our bodies give in different situations. When you are speaking and a listener start nodding the head up and down, what do you understand from this? That he is actually or she is fully understanding the message, but not to be pretending. Some people pretend to understand and giving the nodding of the head. In order to make sure that he or she is not pretending, start asking questions after you finish delivering the message. What have you understood from my message? Why do you think so and so? So always make sure that the message is delivered in the correct way. So nodding the head is agreement. Nodding the head left and right, the listener is not in agree with what you are saying. Now, what about looking to the watch and like this every now and then? This have 2 meanings. Either he or she is bored or worry about a certain date he or she is thinking of. How to make sure? Ask about the watch. What time is it? If he or she gets back, so he is bored, while if he give you exactly the timing, he or she is worried about the certain date or a topic in his mind or her mind relating to time. What about this side? The listener is like this. He is deeply thinking of your message. And if it's like this, also more deep thinking of the message you are trying to deliver. What about playing with the pen, which we pen fiddling while listening? This is again a sign of boredom. So it starts like this, then he or she start tick, tick, tick with the pen, then start drawing. This is a sign of getting bored of the message. What if someone starts like this with his or her leg? He or she is under stress. So always body speak louder than words. Let's go also with some of the common signs. When someone is listening and he starts rubbing his or her neck 3 to 5 times, he or she does not understand your message. So repeat in a different methodology, rephrase your message because he or she did not get the message. What if someone, he is speaking or she is speaking and start like this? This means he actually hides some of the facts. So go deeply and ask some questions because this means that he is not sure, he is not delivering the complete truth about a certain topic. So think always of the message. How is it transferred by the body, and think to understand it in the perspective it is said. Always use open hands in delivering your message. Open hands, open heart, open mind. It's openness. Don't use closed hands. Always like this. You are welcoming, you are addressing your topic to others. But if you close your hand, this shows some sort of anger. Also, it may represent courage in some situations. And don't use this with people, please. This is actually insulting them. So always open hands in delivering the message. What about this type of standing? You stand like this in delivering a certain message. In such a case, you are actually preserved. You are not very formal with others. You are not open. So always start like this. Open the body to transfer the message because this is closeness. Okay? Usually in formal meeting with people who do not know themselves, they may stand like this. Once they start knowing more about each other, they start like this. So don't stand like this. Also, if you put your hands back like this means that you are ready for a certain perspective to answer a question. So once people finish, for example, presenting, once they deliver a public speaking, once they read like this, they are ready to receive some sort of questions. But also this type of body language means that he or she is supervising others. Okay? So it is the boss type of standing like this, supervising others. So hands. And sometimes we may go for like this. We are worried, we are reluctant, and never use your 2 hands in your 2 pockets because this means, although it shows some sort of confidence, but means that you have an ego, you are very boastful. And 1 hand in 1 pocket reflects that you are worried. So always make sure you deliver the message freely using open hands because this will help people to approach you and listen to what you are discussing. So let's go also deeply with some sort of the eyes language. So let's start, for example, one closing their eyes like this. When kids do like this, they have some sort of fear. Sometimes they're doing like this. They don't want to hear your message. Okay? Now, let's go with the what we call people who are lying, who are pretending to be speaking the truth. How can we discover people who deliver incorrect messages? Let's start with the following. Usually, when people lies, they usually rub their nose. Rubbing the nose is lying, unless the one who is rubbing his or her nose have some sort of cough or environmental concept. This is not applicable. But usually, nose rubbing is lying. Why? They found by research, when people lie, they have three symptoms. First, the acceleration of the heart rate increases for liars. Also, this area becomes more red. Why? Because they are trying to think of a certain message. It's not the truth. So here is a problem, and always the acceleration of the heart reflects he or she is lying, and nose rubbing. So nose rubbing is always lying unless there is an environmental issue. So what happens is, why do we nose rubbing like this? Usually they found when people lie, the nose expands. We cannot see it exactly by eye, but once they make a zoom, they found that this is some sort of enlargement. And the story of Pinocchio is actually true. So this will make us some sort of allergy. So nose rubbing is lying. Let's go for childhood. When we were kids and we translate, for example, a negative message, or we want to make a lie, usually kids, when they lie, when facing their mothers, they speak like this, nodding their heads down, not trying to show their eyes with the eyes of their mother, because the mother can guess that they are lying. Sometimes what they do is like this. They make a lie, then say, and this is showing again they are lying, as if the hand tried to prevent the tongue from saying the bad things, or the message is not directed in a correct way. So this is like this, as if keep your mouth shut, don't say lying. Sometimes when they are very innocent, they make with their mothers like this. But don't look at me, I will tell you the truth, but don't look at me. This is again a sign. And so always we have to think of the message delivered by bodies. Now let's go and check some other types of body language. So if you speak with your head raising like this, you feel proud of achievement. But if you speak and you lower your head like this, it's shy or some sort of failure. So always the head reflect the inner case of people, and always body language show the feeling. So when you fear, let's look at the eyes. So you find this is a fear, but sometimes also astonishing and worrying. Oh, so this is feeling surprised in a certain situation. Look always in the eyes. Keep eye contact, because eyes reflect truly the message we want to transfer to others. And they found that body language is actually the action towards the feelings. So in a very high level of fear, the adrenaline comes through the body. And what are the symptoms of adrenaline? First, you feel some sort of heart rate is accelerated. So you are fearing of a certain situation. Also, this will start feeling that you have some sort of problems here, and start to like this. Also, in the high level of fear, we cannot raise our legs. We feel as if we are stuck to the ground. So always the body reflects the message. Coming to the voice tone. And in voice tone, they found sometimes you increase the level of the voice. So, okay, do you understand? In such a case, we are stressing a point of importance. But when we lower our voice, we are trying to attract attention. And always they say, don't go through a very constant, simple language, or what we call the mood of translating the message. Don't go like this. Sometimes we lower, sometimes we upper our voice in order to attract people. So at the end, the body, always look at your body, because it reflects what you feel and what you think. So this is what we call the non-verbal type of communication. When you relate this with verbal communication, which is the words and the body language and voice, you will fully understand the message that is delivered by the sender. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.